on a Thursday afternoon. We're glad you're with us here on all of our digital platforms. Covering a lot of stories today, and the big one you're clicking on our website, a couple of stories talking about the new state grades that came out for public schools in the state of Texas. As you know, the TEA goes through every district, every school within that district, and gives them an A through an F grade based on some different criteria. And so we've got all of those today. Obviously, a lot of schools, too many to go through, but we can give you some highlights from HISD, which is the, of course, biggest school district in the state. And the notes I took here, of the roughly 280 schools in the district, 21 of them did receive a failing grade, an F grade. That's one of every 14 schools. But the overall grade for the district is a B. So must have been lots of A's and B's in there to balance that out with so many failing schools as well. But that's how the state does it. TEA gives the district a grade, and then each individual school gets a grade below that. It's based on student achievement, school progress, and closing the gap, racial, socioeconomic, things like that. Some success stories in HISD as well. In fact, we're focusing on one of those today. Jason Miles is out covering that story for us on Kashmir High School, which was failing not that long ago and is now a C. So they've moved up a couple of notches in just a short period of time, and he's going to kind of investigate how the school was able to do that, how the principal was able to focus in and get that school up to an acceptable level as far as the state's concerned. Of course, the state looks at these grades, and that determines somewhat if the district might be taken over by the state, or if the district is forced into a partnership with a charter school group or some other group to help bring those scores up. So these grades are very important, not just to the districts and the administration, but also we know to parents, right? You want to know if your child's in a good school, a good district. That's what you want. And you know what maybe your child's experience is individually, but you kind of want to see the big picture, and that's how this is done at the state level. So I'm going to look here and just see what some of you are logging on and saying. Hello to Tracy and Brittany, Sammy, Doug, see you all here, and John as well. So good to see you logged on here and watching. We appreciate it. So that's one of the big stories we're following. We have a couple of stories on our website about this, how it's done, how the grades are done, but also you can look up your individual district, your school, to see specifically how that's doing. I did that this morning with my daughter's high school. Just wanted to make sure it was still on the up and up and things were good. I know how she's doing, but I don't know how the school's doing as a whole. So that's something you can do on our website right now if you like. Another big story today, and this is kind of breaking news, we're out on this right now, but there was an attempted armored car robbery not that long ago in West Houston. Happened on South Gessner at a money transfer business there. We don't have a lot of details back into the newsroom yet. We know shots were fired. We know that David Gonzalez, our reporter's out there, he's going to have this story for us later this afternoon on the TV side. But we know that a dad he interviewed said that his family was in either that money transfer business or one of the businesses there in that strip mall. And when those shots were fired, and a bullet actually hit his family's car. So he is really thankful today that the family was not in the vehicle, that they were in one of those businesses when this crew tried to take down this armored truck. So we don't know much about the suspects. I don't even know if there, at this point, was there an arrest in this heist or not. So don't think there was, but don't know for sure. Again, this is still kind of a fluid situation. But David Gonzalez is working that for us, and we're going to check in with him on the TV side this afternoon. But boy, that seems to happen a lot here in Houston, doesn't it? Armored car robberies. What is it about armored trucks and armored cars? But thieves love them. I guess you go where the money is, right? But geez, that's hopefully nobody got hurt today is what we're hoping for. And again, we're talking to that father who said it was a close call for his family. So I can only imagine you're just out shopping or doing something, and then some thieves try to do something like that, and shots, bullets start flying where you are. So scary thing. Well, it looks like we're getting a little bit of a break in the heat today. I don't know how much, but it feels a little cooler out there. So we need to check in with Erica Lopez and see if it's my brain playing tricks on me, Erica. Or are we actually a little bit cooler out there and less humid than we have been the last several days?
All right, happy Thursday, guys. Yeah, talking about the forecast because we're getting closer to the weekend, first of all, and we picked up some decent rain chances yesterday afternoon. So the question is, are we going to see more rain this afternoon? Well, the good news is that we have some cloud coverage, so that's helping suppress our temperatures. That probably isn't necessarily good news for folks that don't like it humid because we're still talking a lot of high humidity out there. The weak frontal boundary that activated the storms yesterday, that didn't bring in much of a cool down behind it, and it kind of dissipated close enough to our area to not bring in that drier north wind associated with it, which we usually get with frontal boundaries. So winds are calm right now, no relief there. Overall, we are still seeing a decent temperature drop if we compare it to yesterday afternoon, and it's primarily because of the cloud coverage. So that's what's given us our slightly cooler temperatures. 6 degrees cooler out in Conroe, 4 degrees cooler out in Pearland. So again, it's not excessive, but I think a lot of us will take it, any cool down we can get. Here's a look at our temperatures right now. 100 degrees out in Columbus, 98 out at Bush. A lot of us are close to that triple digit mark, but I think most of us will not hit that triple digit mark, but it really just depends who is getting the majority of that cloud coverage. Obviously areas such as Columbus not seeing that much of cloud coverage, so they're able to already make it to the century mark, and feels like temperature is definitely hotter than that. It's feeling like 105 and out in Columbus, 107 for Sugar Land, and the majority of us are ranging close to the triple degree feel like temperature for this afternoon. So we are not under a heat advisory. This is the first day in over a week that I'm not talking about a heat advisory for us here in the Houston area. Yesterday evening, National Weather Service finally allowed that heat advisory to expire because of the frontal boundary, which brought in the rain, some slightly cooler temperatures, and it allowed a lot of us to dip down to the 70 degree mark. If we stay above 80 overnight, that's when that heat advisory continues. So there is a little bit of some spotty rain activity going on radar this afternoon. It is not going to be as active as yesterday whatsoever, but we do have some pockets of light rain that are popping up earlier than yesterday afternoon. And again, that's because of just increased moisture in the area, a little bit of lifts going on. We have some pockets of light rain around League City, Santa Fe, nothing excessive. I don't expect severe storms. We picked up about one severe storm, lots of strong storms yesterday. One of them turned on the severe side, but a lot of the rain we'll see today should be on the lighter side. Temperature forecasts. We do expect most of us to stay in the mid to upper 90s this afternoon before we cool back down. Not much of a temperature drastic change because humidity is still on the high side. So just keep that in mind with feel like temperatures that will be on the dangerous side. So about a 30–40% chance this afternoon. I think for your evening commute, that's when we'll have a better chance of some pop-up storms. Not as active as yesterday though whatsoever. We don't have a frontal boundary that's going to lift and bring in some stronger storms. Then about a 30% chance of rain for Friday. Notice rain chances go down as we get closer to the weekend, but we're mainly still talking about sea breeze showers. So here we are, spotty in nature. Not a washout by any means. Just keep the umbrella handy the next few days. This is rain that we absolutely need though, because we are on the dry side. At least, again, the best part of the forecast is that temperatures will remain under 100 degrees. Here's our latest drought monitor. This is the latest update coming in from the Weather Prediction Center. This is the first time this year. See this dark red shaded color? That's a severe drought that's already ongoing for portions of southern Texas. We have a lot of areas that are abnormally dry, including us here in the Houston region. But do you see this gray shaded color, which includes Victoria and then counties just south and west of us? Those are areas of moderate drought. So my concern is that this continues to expand. We have more yellow shaded colors in the Houston area than what we had last week. And the more this expands, the worse our drought concerns are going to get. Again, we're not officially under a drought, but we're definitely getting closer to that. So we're hoping for any rain we can get. The good news is that we do have rain chances in the forecast, but it's not because of any tropical systems. Tropics are still quiet in the next 2 to 5 days, so no issues there. And then no issues in terms of back to triple-digit temperatures. We have picked up 7 days in a row. I think a lot of us are ready for the break. Again, keep those umbrellas handy because we do have a few rain chances, but by any means not a washout expected. All right, I'll have your latest update on the forecast coming up at 4 p.m. on KHOU with the 411. We'll chat with you guys soon.